Unscripted.
I don't know how many times I've mentioned this, but I absolutely love competition. If you don't have competition, you don't have anything. Needless to say, we don't have to look very far to find competition. If you look at exactly what I'm talking about, you have competition all over the world. Whether you're a sports fan, and you know what? Fan is short for fanatic. So if you're a gaming fan, you're a gaming fanatic. If you're an Xbox fan, you're an Xbox fanatic. If you're a PlayStation fan, you're a PlayStation fanatic. It doesn't mean necessarily anything bad. It just means that you're a fan of something and that you enjoy it. And I think that that's absolutely incredible. The fact that we have PlayStation and Xbox competing, throwing left hooks and uppercuts and, staggering each other back and forth, I love it. You know what that means? It means that us, the gamers, are going to get much better deals. We're going to get much better content. Everything's going to kind of come around and be much better because of this. And this is something that, even though it's hard for me to admit, I have to admit, very cool that Xbox is doing this. I wish that PlayStation was doing it. It would make sense for PlayStation to do it as well at some point. And, I'm excited to see if that happens. But a lot of people just assume that I blindly hate Xbox. Not the case. If you followed my channel for any amount of time, you know that, I've been an Xbox fan for a very long time. In fact, since the very beginning, when the first Xbox dropped, I was a huge Xbox fan, and my love of Xbox just grew. Obviously, a lot of people's love of Xbox grew with the Xbox 360, and of course, going into the Xbox One, I was very excited at the beginning of the generation, and they seemed to have a lot of games and stuff like that, and then things very much kind of died down. And, I felt a little bit disoriented and kind of distrustful of the whole situation. And that's the way these things go, unfortunately. Microsoft is a company, very, very much corporate, and that's how they do things. And, I don't really jive with that. I really liked Xbox when it seemed like it was made by outsiders. If you guys want to know about Xbox, then go look up the origins of the original Xbox. You'll see it was made by a bunch of outsiders who were trying to, do something special. And that something special was something completely different than what's available on PC and elsewhere and things like that. So you can tell that Microsoft nowadays completely sold out compared to what I grew up with and what I enjoyed. But needless to say, they can still have some good ideas, and they usually do have some good idea. And I really enjoy the fact that I'm able to do these kind of videos and stuff. But I do want to get started. Hey, what's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you're looking for a way to help out my small little pissant channel, the best way to do it, a simple like. It really means a lot to me personally, and it's free for you guys to do. So, there's always that. Honestly, it is completely free for you guys to like the video, and it does help out a lot as well. My stuff doesn't really get sent out very much in terms of who gets a notification anymore these days, and I put up with this every so often or whatever. But please very much do subscribe and share and all that kind of good stuff. It does mean a lot to me, more than you'll ever know. So thank you guys very much for the support. I appreciate it, trust me when I say that. Now, with that being said, thank you guys very much. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. I really think you are amazing people, and it just means the world to me that you guys are rocking out with me as much as you do. You guys have just been fantastic. So with that being said, I do have to say that sometimes I really do kind of get this situation where I get a little bit jealous or whatever, and so this kind of happens, and I'm not to say that I'm super jealous, because again, I do feel like as a PlayStation 5 is where I spend most of my gaming time right now. I also tend to spend a lot of time sort of playing new stuff. I like when there's a new generation that you actually can play like new stuff, and there's new stuff to actually play. And the fact of the matter is that Microsoft doesn't seem to get that, whereas Sony definitely gets that, and I like that about them. And that's what's best about the fact that they're able to sort of do that and achieve so much. Now, Microsoft, on the other hand, seems to go in a totally opposite direction than Sony, and that's fine. They want to go and trying to be almost this third-party type developer / publisher, and it sort of is what it is. But they still have some cool stuff, and I feel like they managed to get out some definite interesting announcements and stuff like this. And this past week with the Xbox Series X/S, they got a frame rate boost that can double or quadruple backwards compatible games frame rates. So rumors had been swirling around for a while that Microsoft was planning to unveil something new for backwards compatibility on the Xbox Series X and S, and today they delivered. The newly announced frames per second boost will increase the frame rate of select backwards compatible games without any sort of patches or updates from developers needed. The new initiative is starting small with only 5 games: Far Cry 4, Watch Dogs 2, Super Lucky's Tale, Sniper Elite 4, and UFC 4. Those being supported, but that's just the beginning. So again, that boost mode and stuff, that's something that I think, like the PS4 Pro was doing boost mode or whatever, and I think that was a little bit of kind of mixed results. Some people liked that, some people didn't. I thought it worked out pretty well for them, but again, I can understand why not everybody was a big fan of that. So here's what Microsoft had to say. With certain backwards compatible titles, we can make the experience even better, all with no work required by the developer and no update needed by the gamer. To that end, the backwards compatibility team has delivered a frames per second boost, which employs a variety of new methods for nearly doubling and in a few instances quadrupling the original frame rate of select titles. Higher, steadier frame rates make games visually smoother, resulting in more immersive gameplay. We're excited to announce the first backwards compatible titles that will support FPS boost, available beginning today: Far Cry 4, new Super Lucky's Tale, Sniper Elite 4, UFC 4, and Watch Dogs 2. We chose the initial collection of titles not only because they are popular among fans, but to highlight several different ways the FPS boost can improve your experience. For example, new Super Lucky's Tales can now run up to 120 frames per second, and UFC 4 delivers improved frame rate performance, specifically on the Series S, and now can run at 60 frames. Eventually, you'll be able to choose whether you want to turn FPS boost on or off from the managed game menu, although, I don't know who would really want that turned off or whatever. But if you guys know me, I collect games. I love game preservation. I absolutely love, the idea of being able to take your games with you and stuff like that. I think that is, fantastic. And, for me personally, I feel like, they've kind of, done a good job of doing the backwards compatibility stuff. Now, with that being said, it's kind of ironic because a lot of people give them a little bit too much credit. And what I mean by that is, they're like, oh, well, you got, 3 generations of being able to do this. Like, I get that's technically true, but there's like 40 original Xbox titles available and like 550 Xbox 360. So that's not exactly a comprehensible list of games that are available via backwards compatibility. It's more than Sony for sure. And again, obviously Sony has issues mainly because of the situation with the cell processor in the PlayStation 3. But with that being said, Microsoft has done a good job of being able to, get these things kind of rolling, and that's a big props to them for being able to do that, and they've been able to kind of get things kind of squared away, and I really gotta say that's huge. That's huge to be able to see that, and for gamers all over the world to be able to kind of understand what Microsoft and Sony are kind of trying to accomplish with the backwards compatibility. Now it's a little bit forgivable on the PlayStation side because they've already delivered such a pretty good idea, a pretty good boatload of games, so they have managed to kind of do that, and I think I'm very grateful for that. Now, with that being said, what can Microsoft really do beyond this? I think that I like what they're doing, like the 4 games that they're going to do. I'm definitely not going to go back and play through those or anything. You know what I mean? It's just definitely, that's not my style. I think that some of them are okay games, particularly Watch Dogs 2. But again, I'm not the type to really kind of go back and do that. I bought new next-gen consoles. I want new next-gen experiences and stuff like that. So hopefully, it does continue to grow. It is, however, quite a cool feature, and I'm happy that gaming is going to be able to be preserved and things like that in the future. So I think that that's really cool, and at the end of the day, that's pretty much kind of what I wanted to talk about. Bravo and props to Microsoft for getting this stuff out there. I think it's like state of the art. No doubt their backwards compatibility program is state of the art and something that's really, really cool. And that's not a knock on PlayStation. I mean, PlayStation is doing a good job with the PS4 backwards compatible stuff and updating stuff as needed. You know, I'm still a guy that does like remasters and remakes though as well. Like, not that I want to focus on old games, but you know, we all have a backlog, or we all have our favorite games, and I love the updatedness to them, right? Like, maybe Mafia 1 was a really good game, but it looks super dated, and now it looks really good for the future. And I think that that's okay to sort of remake, you know what I'm saying, redo those type of games. You know, and I like that. It's game preservation. You know, like, these are our games, man. These are our games that, you know, define us as a generation and multiple generations, and so I'm happy to see them continue on and be even better and look even better than they have before. I will link this. Let me know what you guys think. If you're a PlayStation fan, are you jealous? Do you want this feature? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of each other. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.